Problem number one, here we go. Problem number one says, assume, well, I'll just put it on the screen here. It says, assume that a watermelon is dropped from a tall building. Oh, this is easy. This is like a physics problem, right? Let's see, let's zoom in a little bit so we can read it. Assume that a watermelon is dropped from a tall building and it falls at a y equals 16 t squared in t seconds. What's the watermelon's average speed in the first 6 seconds of the fall? So we just, how did we find the average? Do you guys remember? So here's how this will look. All right. Let me zoom out a little bit. Our y is really the position of the object. Okay, and our x is the time. And we're talking about as it falls from the building. So if we have a building here and I drop the watermelon, this is y naught, and I'm going to drop the watermelon here. So the position y starts at 0, right? So my graph is going to be counterintuitive to the actual motion of the watermelon. We're measuring the distance from 0. In other words, this is like 0 meters. And then down here, we're not quite sure what it is. But we can calculate by 16t squared. Okay? So if I wanted to find the average speed, I need to find the initial and final position for x equals 0 seconds and x equals 6 seconds. All right? And so, yeah, that's what I'm doing. So this is, for my y value, I get y equals 16 times 0 squared, which is just 0. So when x equals 0, y equals 0, right? Now what that looks like here is the point 0, comma 0. And then if I plug in 6, what's 36 times 6? Somebody's got it. 576. 576. So in 6 seconds, this thing has traveled 576 feet. So if I go here, when x equals 6, my y value equals 576. Now, what did we say? This will be a good review for you guys. I have a graph of position over time, and the question is what is the average speed? So how do I find the average speed?
Slope. Rise over run.
It's the slope, right? So the rise over run would be y2 minus y1 all over x sub 2 minus x sub 1. But your textbook writes it a little different. They say that we're traveling on the interval from 0 to 6 in the x direction. And so this is like a comma b. But the y values are the function evaluated at a comma b. So in your textbook, they write it a little different. They say f of b minus f of a all over b minus a, which is the same thing. So now the only thing I need to do is plug in the numbers. Well, I've got 576 minus 0 all over 6 minus 0. So what's 576 divided by 6?
96.
So it's 96, I think it's feet per second, right? And that's the answer.
So could you